Hello YouTube, fellow car enthusiasts and DIYers. Currently right now I have in front of me a 2005 Chevy Cobalt Coupe. A little story about this car is that when it was drivable, it had a cylinder 1 misfire and the code that was popping up was a cylinder 1 misfire. So I took it to one of my local mechanics and he diagnosed it as cylinder number 1 for some reason just had no compression. So I said, okay, I needed to go back to work, so I went to work. I came to the realization that one of these days I'm going to have to replace that because the car was just wasting a lot of gas. It was not running right, and I have the possibility of maybe breaking the engine. I ended up taking it to the dealership. The dealership out there was doing diagnostics on it. They had taken the engine apart and they found out pretty much the exact same thing as what my local mechanic at the time told me. Cylinder number 1 was having compression issues and they needed to take apart the entire engine to be able to diagnose what was wrong with that engine. They were charging me close to about $1,000 for the diagnostic because of how far they got into the engine. I didn't have the money at the time to pay them so then I can receive the vehicle back. Recently, I was watching Mr. Chris Fix himself, and he was talking about how he was working on his car, how things happened in his life, and he had to put it up. He is now redoing his series on the Honda Del Sol, and he has a plethora of ideas for his project car. Now, in my specific situation, it was just the simple fact that I had no money to pay them at the time. They were charging me about $1,000 for the diagnostic fee. I was able to work them down to $500 even on the diagnostic fee. I decided to do my own diagnostic and I took out the complete engine. The main issue was cylinder number 1 did not have any compression. So what did I do? Well, I'll show you. Here is the 2.2 liter engine completely took apart. I've been cleaning some of these parts and I found out that if you look very closely here, that right here there is actually carbon buildup all along these right here. None of the other ones have carbon buildup besides this one. So I'm assuming that this one had something wrong with the valves. And if you look closer, right in there, there is actually a piece of carbon that is holding that valve open. Now, I was wondering, do you guys want to come along for the journey and watch me rebuild this engine and possibly the transmission? And when I mean rebuild, I mean rebuild it. I am thinking about doing a complete overhaul of the engine bay. Now, other things too, like if you guys could find me maybe a new bumper, we'll put a new bumper. I mean, you guys can see that there are damages here. You guys can see that, I mean, there is a bunch of stuff that I could do with this car. Now, specifically, what I am planning is an engine rebuild. And that would be a really cool video to show you guys. And if you guys want to be a part of it, stick around, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Because if you guys do that, that'll help me out and we'd be able to know more or less what you guys want to see with this vehicle. If you guys have any suggestions, or if you guys feel like you guys want to comment about something about this engine bay or about the car or anything, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video.